two different of my homies. You know what I'm saying? One brother, look, he had just got shot, right? He just got shot, life threatening thing. All he wanted to do was make sure he came home for his 7-year-old daughter's birthday party. You feel me? And so he makes it to the birthday party, baby girl face tattooed right here, all that, you know what I'm saying? And the mother gets locked up. So he goes to court to make sure he get custody of his daughter. He show up to court. It's a whole nother dude in there talking about he's there to get custody of his daughter.
Damn.
So they have to take tests.
See,
He was not the father. Hold on. 7 years, tattooed on him. I'm talking about he used to pull up on me all the time with the girl and the mama with him. You know what I'm saying? I know the little girl. You dig what I'm saying? And it's like, Joe, the shit is so gut wrenching. You know what I'm saying? And that's why it's daddy's baby. No, it's mama's baby.
Papa's maybe. And that's why I think
Mama's baby,
that
daddy's maybe.
before anybody signs birth certificates, it should be a DNA test.
It should be mandatory.
It should be.
Because a lot of men
And then
are
that'll cut
raising
out all the
babies that are not theirs.
That are
And
not
that's
theirs.
a lot of men. Not
30
some, not a few,
You
not
know-
a little bit.
You know what the
Lot.
number is?
Two-way
Look,
open
look, look.
65%.
Look, Joe, hold on.
what?
And both sides
65%.
have open relationships.
Look, Joe, look, hold on. 30%.
I'm not
Yeah,
into
yeah.
the open relationship thing. I don't think. I believe in it for those who
It works
Who it
for.
works for.
That's it. That's
right. I'm not against open relationships if it works for that couple.
How long it's gonna work? Who knows? But
Does it work for me?
yeah.
I don't know if that will work for me. I've never tried it.
That's it.
So I don't know. But I think
think
those
you
are
know.
things that
I
couples
think you know.
explore.
I think you know.
No, naturally, I don't think it works for
Right.
me. But I think when you're in a relationship with someone and you have to kind of, take them into consideration. So
Well-
what they want? What do they desire?
Before we
Would
go
it work
down-
for
before
me?
we get
Maybe
too
we
far
could
on
try
it.
it, and once we try it, it's not going to work for me still.
Right.
Right? So I don't know, but I know what I feel naturally.
Right. Before we get too far from it, I do want to drop that 30% of paternity tests taken are failed. 30. Those are just the ones that are taken.
That are taken. Now, what about the ones that are
That's
not taken?
Exactly.
I mean,
Probably
think about
60.
Maury.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
60.
I think that number. I think that whole stat is skewed because I'm gonna tell you why. Because you're right. No, that's the actual stat. The reason I think it's skewed is the people who would go take a paternity test have more than likely reason to take a paternity test. So within that 30%.
But still, that's still a thing, bro.
Yeah,
Think
yeah,
about it. Like, we're not talking about the 30% that are at the hospital and take it. We're talking about in general. We're taking it because I believe that there is
a chance.
a chance. And 30% of you niggas are right. That's a big percentage, bro.
70% is right. All right. So
60%.
did you get your kids tested?
Nah,
But I didn't mind either. That's what I'm saying.
But that's different. We're not.
Y'all
we're
not that
in
30%.
That's what I'm
You're
saying.
not,
We're
or
not-
that
but
other.
But what
But
I'm
what
saying
about?
is,
But that's because, bro, you got to remember we are confident in our families, right? What about all those brothers that are confident and are wrong, and then all the ones that aren't confident? You dig what I'm saying? So it's just we can't we can't differentiate. It don't really, you know what I'm saying?
No, my initial point was that the people that go get tested, 100% of people get tested, probably the majority of them might have known from out the gate that that's probably not my baby.
That's
You
why
know what I'm saying?
but that's
So
why they
out
want
of
to
that,
get tested.
70%.
And,
So I'm saying
yeah.
if they tested all, man, I think that number would be like 7%.
So here's you know what? Look at it this way.
You get what I'm saying?
Paternity tests are a C grade, a C passing grade. The best you're gonna get is a C, cause 30%, no. You feel me? You
think that's
answering 30,
representative.
bro. Listen, you still, if you have to take the test, it's a look. You're gonna get a C on it.
What I'm saying
Here's what I'm saying,
all right,
bro.
all right, let me rephrase. If they paternity tested everybody, I think that number would drop down to like
I think
7%.
so, too.
Yeah, but
think so, too.
everybody doesn't need a test. But out of the people that
But
feel like
what
they,
I'm saying, if we use the stat to say 30% of paternity tests, it make it seem like shit. 1 in 4, 1 in 5 women. What is 1 in 5 points.
It may not be.
That ain't your baby. What I'm saying is this probably 1 in 10. But it seemed that way because we only tested the people like shit. This was
But
a
we-
train. This was a three.
but let's look at it this way too. If we talking generalities, right? We talking generalities a lot. So a larger number size doesn't necessarily change the statistics. You know what I'm saying? If we test, listen, bro, but listen, if we test 100 people, and out of those 100 people, 70 of them pass and 30 of them fail, well, you know what I'm saying?
No, I'm saying the sample size is already polluted because the reason you didn't go get a test is the same reason I ain't go get a test. It's the same reason all the other men who more than likely is their kid didn't go get a test. I'm saying the sample is those people that went and got that test. It was a good chance that wasn't their baby, and 30% was right.
But my thing, that's true. But you also got to look at it, bro. The reason being, if you add mandatory, what do you think that number changes?
7%.
80%?
7. I think it's 7 or under.
7?
7%.
You think 7%? Come on, dog.
Okay,
That's a big jump.
Let's do this.
No, not in the opposite direction. I'm saying only 7% would not be the father.
That's what I'm saying. That's a very big jump, bro.
93% of the babies, I think, is the person who.
Let's take a vote.
Whoa.
Do you think paternity tests should be mandatory?
Absolutely.
So yes.
Yes.
What about you?
Absolutely.
Okay, so we're gonna have to start this process of getting it out there.
Look, because real talk, I absolutely think it. I had another brother, you know what I'm saying, that I kid you not, when he like my little brother to me, you know what I'm saying, we grew up, I've known him at this point maybe 11 years now. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's in my movie and everything. Like he was with me when I wrote my shit.
The movie ain't put me in.
Did you audition?
Wait for the sequel.
We met 5-6 years after the movie, but it's cool. You know what I'm saying? But look,
Didn't
right?
I meet you at my house one day?
The movie was done by then, bro. The movie had been done.
Nigga, you should have planned on meeting me.
You should have knew before then.
But look, but look, right? So I kid you not, was happy when he told me one day, yeah, man, shorty pregnant, it's mine, this and this. He was happy about it. He going to do what he needs to, this, that, and the other. And I hadn't seen him for like a year or so, right? So I see him again. We working on a project, this, that, and the other. And I say, hey, Joe, what's up with your son? Man, Joe, I ain't tell you. Tell me what? Man, Joe, wasn't even mine, man. I had to do this, and this, and end up getting the test. It wasn't even mine. It's 3 years in.
Well, I'm glad he got a test.
You feel me? This is 3 years in, he finds out.
Yeah, because there's people that wait until they're 18.
And I bet you that the same actions he took that landed him in that situation where he was questioning paternity, he's still actively doing. Because the point is to refrain
from
having sex.
Very victim blaming.
Okay, does it?
Very victim blaming.
But you don't know that. That could have changed his. Because I'm gonna keep it real with you. That's not a small feat to a man, right?
A victim is a victim.
Like, that's literally like.
If that's what it sounds
I
like.
feel like that's as traumatizing to a man as grape is to a woman.
Wait, say it again?
I feel like that is as traumatizing to a man as grape is to a woman.
Well, I can't argue
so.
that because I'm not a man, so I have to take your word for that.
That's what I'm saying.
But at the end of the day, when you get dressed up for the hoes and you purchase that rental and you get that cut because cut gets the butt, and you're out there and you're hunting for that ass, that's not a victim. That's no longer a victim. You're headhunting for something to fall into at the end of the night.
How do we know?
So it's level. It's level.
Listen. But that has nothing to do with the fact that this brother.
Cheated.
Look, listen, right? Look, that has nothing to do with the fact that this brother took on the responsibility for his actions, wanted to do right, accepted it, grew that bond with that child, believed it to be his seed, continued to do his job, and then to find out that it was all a lie.
That's why you have to be content with your actions. So he did the right thing that entire time, even though she was wrong, but he's going to get good karma behind that. You can't ever feel bad about being a good person. Ever. What? Like I was a good woman to a lot of niggas who didn't deserve it, and I don't want to take that back. He didn't deserve that. No, I'm gonna be a good woman regardless, and you fumbled me. Period.
And like I said,
I stand on how I act, how I move.
If it was me, I don't know if I'd still be free. I might crash out. Straight up.
Okay, so we have.
Hey, free him.
I might crash out.
One more vote. Should DNA tests be mandatory before men sign a birth certificate?
Yes.
That's 100% yes or
So
no.
that's 100%. So we all agree.
That's the type
on
of shit
that.
we need to be voting on.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so to switch up the tune, because I did see a video this week of Jackie Harry talking to Tia Mowry. You know Tia Mowry is going through.
Pot.
Or no, she's divorced.
The pot calling the kettle black. I'm sorry.
Even though they both light skinned.
And
they both crazy.
Jackie Harry, as we know, she played her mom on Sister.
Oh, Jackie. I'm sorry. I was
Jackie.
I was thinking. You know who I thought? Jackie Christie. That for some reason. That's what I thought when you said it.
Now
Jackie that played her mom on Sister. Okay, got it.
Okay, so she was telling Tia Mowry, like, you can't have it all. She was saying when one person is at home and they're not working, it's hard. You know, you were the one working, you had your career and you had your kids, you had your marriage and all that, but you just can't have it all. And this is coming from a woman's perspective who's had it all, right? Mm-hmm. She had the husband, she had the adopted kid, and she was living a certain lifestyle. So she felt like she had it all at one point, but she ended up getting divorced. So do we think that we can have it all? And what do you consider having it all to be as a married man? Like, what do you consider having it all? And do you agree with what she said?
Ooh. So I'm gonna keep it real. You, as a man, first I'm gonna preface it this way. As a man talking to women, no, you can't have it all, right? You know what I'm saying? And as a man, you can't have it all either.
Before you answer this, can you explain? Were you asking him, can he have it all, or can the women have
both?
It all?
Well, I think it's both.
Pretty much, it's more so based on what do you think women can have it all?
And so that's what I'm saying. No, you can't. You can't have it all. You can't have the career that's gonna have you away from home 100% of the time and moving like a man, so to speak. You know what I'm saying? And have the family and the happy husband and all that too. You have to make some sacrifices. I'm gonna keep it real. I told one of my homies this a while back. I'm like, look, you're a career woman. You want to do this, and this. You always on the go. You're not gonna be able to do that and think you're gonna be married in 2 years.
So you think it's about making a choice?
It absolutely is a choice because you can't have it all. That's not what it's about. It's something's going to be sacrificed. If you are like right now, my daughter, she's 22, be 23 in a couple months, right? You can't focus on solely your career and what you're gonna do, and then think you're gonna be married in 3 or 4 years. Sometimes there's a trade-off. There's some things you have to put actual energy in. You know what I'm saying? You have to focus your energy on the things that you want. Sometimes you have to have tunnel vision because it's a job, it's a goal. When you want to reach your goals, you have to have tunnel vision. So as a man too, it's the same thing. It's not about having it all. When you see these people that have it all and they have all this wealth and money, what suffers? Usually their personal relationships suffer.
Well, I think it also has to do with your partner. I think it depends on who you're married to and what they're willing to deal with. Vice versa, whether it's a man who's married to a woman like Nick Cannon married to Mariah Carey, right? She had it all at one point, but he decided this is the lifestyle for me, so I moved on. You know what I mean? And if you have a woman in a leadership position or that's a star or whatever, she might have the type of husband who can deal with her being in the spotlight. Every man's not that type of man. It's far and few that you have those type of men. I think you could. It depends on what you want when you consider it to be having it all.
Let me ask you this. I think it really depends. Can y'all name one?
Beyonce has it all.
Hold on. What? But
she does. It's with balance. This have it all is it needs to be balanced. I think people just trying to pile a lot on their plate. Like, I can have a baby and go on tour. No, there has to be some type of balance. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like it's like a give and take. Like I can have a set of twins, and probably 18 months from now, I can do a world tour.
Yeah, but you're gonna have to sit your ass down for a minute. You can't have it all. And when I say that, also let's look at how many women that you know are, let's say, multi-millionaires and so on that have it all, so to speak. You know what I'm saying?
Like a Cardi B.
I wouldn't want their life. I would not want their life.
That's what I'm saying. Does she have it all?
I would say, black. I would say a small percentage.
It don't even have to be black. None
of them have it all.
You can't have it all because it's a trade-off for the things that you have to sacrifice in order to have certain things. You just don't. You're not able to have it all.
Yeah, it's like a Balance.
Yeah,
it's like a balance even with the.
It is a balance. It depends. I think it depends on what you want, like what you consider it all to be. Like one person might just consider, I just want a husband and I want a family. That might be everything to them, and it might be highly attainable for them.
You know how much energy that takes?
Yes.
You gotta focus on it.
Thank you. That's what I was gonna say. There are some outliers.
It's a lifestyle.
There are some outliers, and I think that some of us are very well equipped with very big, so much energy, and I think that I can do both. I mean, I don't mind being wrong. I can admit when I'm wrong, but I think I can do both. Because I can go to the studio, and I used to FaceTime one of my ex-niggas when I was in the studio. I don't got to talk to you later when I leave the studio. I'm in the studio right now. Hey, you want to hear this? You want to hear me?
Yeah,
like, we're putting in that time. We're still bonding. We're still...
But you said a very important thing there. Ex. So it didn't work for a reason.
Oh, because he wasn't, like, for me.
But for the time being, you had it all.
Yeah, it was very unrelated to the time. Because I make time for a real nigga.
It's not just
every time.
I'm saying it's not about just
every
the
time.
My thing is there's certain things that come with it.
For real though, like
there's certain things that come with that, and so like I said, it's just having it all is unrealistic, and I think that's on both sides. If it's a dude that's like, oh yeah, I got this, and this. I made my money, and I'm going to be there for my kids 100% of the time. It's impossible, my nigga. You know what I'm saying? You got to make your time. You got to make your time count. You know what I'm saying? You got to make your time count. So,
I know that, like, so with my wife, right, I think she, like, 0.00001% of personalities. Like, I got a specific type of personality, and you got to have a specific type of personality to fit in with it. And... like, we ain't never had no fights. We ain't never had no arguments. We ain't never, like, not seen eye to eye on nothing. She ain't never been with
That's communication. That's good.
That's
communication along with a lot of other things, too.
Is that something that you feel, like, accomplished about?
Shit, my family intact. I'm accomplished with that.
Okay. I'm not knocking. I'm just genuine question.
That was my answer. I feel accomplished.
And I feel very, very strongly like I agree with that because, look, y'all see me on here every week. Imagine having to deal with me every day, all the time. I'm sure it's a struggle.
I don't even know if anybody can think about that.
That's what I'm saying. I don't
even think anybody imagines.
That's what I'm saying. Hey, look, but look,
She's a special kind.
I'm real shit. She is, because I'm a special type of nigga. You know what I'm saying? I'm really. Yeah,
it's somebody
like
for everybody.
That. You feel me?
It's that.
Like real talk, and I mean,
Yeah. You know, like
yeah, that's what I'm saying. We listen.
So what did you say?
We know. It's
right. Zero. They get to.
All right. What you think the percentage is that for the type of wife I got? What you think my percentage of finding the same exact type of person is?
It's not gonna happen.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
It's a big world, but I love that energy behind her.
Yeah.
I mean, because.
His wife too. Like it's just.
Yeah.
But they found what works for them.
Mm-hmm.
That's the main thing.
Just find what works for you,
and
that's why some conversations kind of get that back and forth a lot because just find what works for you. Everything that works for you ain't gonna work
for everybody else.
Yeah.
Well, I think I know somebody that had it all before.
Yeah.
I think I know somebody who had it all before. She might be able to,
elaborate on it. Had it all? Okay, like
had
what?
It all.
So what would you consider? Because when you asked us the question, what would you consider having it all as?
Well, I think when I mentioned Jackée Harry, I think she was talking about marriage, career, family.
All being intact, right?
All being intact. I think you could have it. That doesn't mean that it's going to last forever. Because in her case, she said she had it all. But then she told Tia Mowry, you can't have it all.
Because she knows she lost it all. She thought she had it all and lost
it. The thing with a family is if it's not a family when you die, it's not.
At the same time, Jackée Harry married a bisexual man. So it's bound for them now. Let's start there, right?
That's wild business.
So,
But what makes you family? Your choice or the bloodline?
Huh?
What makes you? Well, I guess we're talking about a nuclear family.
I'm talking about what makes you family is what did I produce.
Man, wife, children.
Yeah.
Right. So if you die and y'all are no longer married, that's still family. Just.
What I'm saying is, if you create a nuclear family / extended family, right? Mm-hmm. If that family separates and goes in its own specific direction prior to those kids going 18, in my opinion, that's a failure.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm. You said that's a what?
A failure.
Yeah, like if your family isn't together, it's like you failed at something.
Shit, I failed forward. A real nigga winning right now. I'm glowing up. I knew I didn't want to wake up to him and be 40 years old and roll over and be looking at this nigga. So I nipped that shit in the bud.
So why you giving him a baby?
Because I was young and I made that decision when I wasn't fully aware. My frontal lobe wasn't fully developed. Like, we all make young decisions when we're young, but I bounced back. I recovered. I still, you know what I'm saying? Like, I wasn't fucked up about it. So it is what it is.
And
but
see, that's
not a decision I'll make again.
That's something that I feel like is also a problem with our women, because I've never said that. When we talked about it, I've had my daughter at the same age as you had your son.
18.
Right? You know what I'm saying? Right. And my goal was to make sure I kept my family together. You know what I'm saying? That was so it's like one of those things where even if we weren't seeing eye to eye at this time, or shit goes on. You grow together, right? My thing was, I knew what I wanted for my family, right?
That's what I was gonna say.
Yeah,
you knew what you wanted.
Yeah.
You probably had a more solid foundation than maybe another guy at your same age, right? So there was a difference. You probably were brought up a different way. Some people just get a woman pregnant and they don't know. They probably didn't even know that they got the woman pregnant.
But a lot of times we also have to remember that, because from what I heard, it didn't sound like he left Nick.
Right. Oh, I forged his signature on the divorce papers. He was not gonna cage me for that shit.
That's what, that's what I'm saying.
Standing on it.
At this point right here,
what I'm saying is we remember. Listen, y'all. We gotta remember that. You know what I'm saying?
Standing on it.
Men are not the ones usually leaving these relationships.
Right.
Men are trying to make it. That's what I'm saying.
I just want to say,
I
waited till
most
36.
divorces are through women.
70+% are initiated by women.
Because men are more committed to something, just like how like they could be like video games. I must be at the beginner level, but one of these days I know I'm gonna get better at it. A woman is not really committed to anything, because what is it a hobby that a woman is committed to? Women don't really knit that much. Women don't like something that they get better at. Come on, typically, majority, collectively. Come on, y'all. They're not. Women are not. You're not. Like a man is gonna keep doing it. I'm at a beginner level, but I'm gonna get better at it. You feel me?
I love reading. I love shopping.
Yes, I think
I video game. I'm a video gamer.
I think as a creative, being creative.
I make soap. I make candles.
So look, hold on, y'all. One at a time.
So from 5 to 27, I spent 13 hours a day playing basketball or dedicating myself to that. When we talk about hobbies, that's what we like kind of talk. And when I'm talking about the family, that's what I've rededicated myself to at this portion of my life. I waited till I was 36. I fucked all the hoes I wanted to fuck. I did all the shit I wanted to fuck. I went all the trips. I did everything. I went to all the countries I wanted to go to.
You experienced life.
So when I sat down and was like, all right, it's time for me to have kids, I can sit here in this house. I even did a pre-trial. I had a dog, and I was like, let me make sure I can be home. I did that. I swear to God. That I could be home every day so I could feed this dog on time. For a year straight. I was like, this ain't that bad. Then I was like, I gotta have kids. I put myself through it.
Yeah. But some people don't do that. They're just living their life and things happen.
Yeah, winging it.
Yeah. Yeah.
I wrote out in my yearbook what I was going to have, 2 kids and a white picket fence.
Yep.
But it didn't pan
Well,
out
she
that
has
way.
2 kids and the picket fence is
I
all
do.
white.
Right. Wonderful children.
You good. Keep
And divorced, and that's fine.
Yeah.
But I refuse to stay married to an abusive, toxic person.
Yes.
So things don't always pan out the way you plan.
Did he become abusive and toxic?
He's always been that person. I just didn't know that.
Niggas have the best personality in that 90-day free trial. They be whoever you think that you want them to be, then their true colors come out.
So why not just wait 90 days to give a nigga some pussy?
Huh?
Ah.
You said why do what?
Now I wait longer than that.
You don't have to wait.
She said they show up as their representative.
Yeah.
Okay, well, guess what? They don't get taxed in 90 days and then leave.
No, people.
Well, your
victim blaming.
90 days.
Victim blaming.
Yeah. Man that I was dating within those 90 days. We still married within those 90 days. So you don't have to wait 90 days to actually give anybody anything.
I agree.
It's all about connection.
I agree.
So if you met, but here's the thing: it's like when you meet people. Sometimes it was something that you particularly needed in your life at that time, which is how you connected. So even if it was something like practicing loving yourself, you both may needed to do the same thing in that particular time in your life, and you didn't cross paths for a reason.
Right.
But that could be the reason why y'all had a downfall, though.
Right.
Why y'all didn't make it.
However long you decide you want them to be there, it's up to you. It's always up to you.
Wait.
So if you want to do 10 years, 5 years, 3 years, 1 year, 30 years, you have some people that stay married 30 years and they've never been happy, but only the first 2 or 3 years of their life were together. So it's a decision that you have to make.
One thing that I always kind of point out, we got to get over this I want to be happy shit.
Man.
Happy is a fleeting feeling. You know what I'm saying? That is a temporary fleeting feeling.
It's not about
happiness. You know what I'm saying? It's about duty. It's about responsibility to what you are building. You're only going to be happy for a short amount of time in any given one setting. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, I'm happy right now because everybody was fucking on time tonight. That doesn't change. You know what I'm saying? Like, happiness is fleeting. It's not about that. If I was worried about being happy all the time, I wouldn't want to have to get up and go to work. I wouldn't have to go do, you know what I'm saying? It's just, that's something that's so minuscule to me as a man and the things that I know I have to do. You think I want to get up and have to bust my ass 80 hours a week and continuously grind and try and get the next one and the next one and the next one?
Yes, you do, because
you know
you have a purpose.
Yeah, but it's not about me being happy. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, so it's about your purpose.
You know what makes me happy? Success. You know what I'm saying? Being able to knock out that next thing. That's what makes me happy. And then I want to do the next one.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So for me, it's not about that. Like, when I hear, like, I heard a brother say he wanted to, he basically left his wife and kids because he wasn't happy. Nigga, you sound like a fucking sucker. You know what I'm saying? You ain't happy, then nigga, find something to make you happy, nigga.
But then
you know
what about a man that's living in a household who's unhappy, who's projecting all of his unhappiness on his wife and his children?
Then nigga, you need to find something to make you happy. And
stop
acting like this.
How to do
that. It comes from within.
Ignorance is not an excuse.
It comes from within. It doesn't come from any other person. No one else is responsible for your happiness, and you're not responsible for their happiness or their soul. So it's up to you. So if you go around want to be Mr. Grumpy all the time,
and we saying the same thing. That's what I'm saying.
That's my fault.
Nigga, find you something that's going to make you happy.
Happiness comes from within.
You know what I'm saying? Because if you and I want that, what the fuck are you worried about being happy? Nigga, go get you some money. Go do something. You know what I'm saying? Go grind. You know what I'm saying? Do something that makes you feel fulfilled. Because if you worried about that doing it, you're gonna be unhappy and whine and wallow in your sorrows, nigga. Nobody cares about your unhappiness.
Most people are unhappy because they're not happy with who they are in that particular time of their life. It's, and it stems from a lot of disappointments that they put upon themselves. Insecurities, what caused insecurity in the first place. You know what I mean? Touching on the root of all your evil, right? So you gotta dive into the reasons why I am this way and why am I feeling this way.
Sometimes it's genetic.
I think happiness comes from within, but I also think a lot of people don't know what to do with their idle time. If you're sitting around and you ain't doing nothing, you need to occupy your time with something. Go to the gym. Learn how to cook. You know what I'm saying? Spend time with family. Do some things
that you love. Back to the hobbies, having commitment.
Yeah,
back to women.
I feel like when I occupy my time, I'm not thinking about being sad.
Look.
Right? I'm not thinking about sadness or depression or anything.
And that's what I said. Sometimes that shit is genetic. If you born, a lot of times if your daddy was a sucker nigga, you might be a sucker nigga. You know what I'm saying? Like real shit. Like sometimes it's genetic. If you don't have that drive, sometimes it's in you. You know what I'm saying? It ain't on you.
Those
it's
genetics
in you.
Too.
You know what I'm saying?
Once you become aware of them,
those bad
and
genetics.
you change it.
Yes.
My ex, I remember him being told about his uncle that's passed away because we went to a life coach, and she also was very clairvoyant and things like that. So she was like picking up his uncle. But I remember us having a conversation about how I don't know if it's the same uncle, but there was a uncle that was ran off from the family because he was abusive. And it seemed like a lot of the men were abusive in that family. So it was him, then there was the son, and it was the son. And it was like it was like trickling down through the family. And this, to me, is the same thing as generational curse, if you will. Same thing that people do pass things down through their bloodline. However,
that sounds more like they witnessed and they saw certain things that made them that way. You know what I'm saying?
It's connected through you, because you could have, like, even, okay, let's say my son, he could not have seen that, like, because I left, right? And what if he started illustrating the same type of behavior? And what I had to look at, even emotionally, who he is as a child, and also who his father is emotionally. Does he have similarities in his characteristics? Because you could have been adopted and not know your parents.
And have the same traits.
Have genetic traits.
Like your parents, and not realize, because yes, that's why I say part of me feels like it is in your DNA.
So here's the thing, like the type of personality and genetics that I have, I specifically know what's necessary to prevent my kids from crashing out because I know the struggles that I've had. Like being a domineering personality can transcend just in interpersonal relationships. It can become dangerous in a lot of ways. So you need to put guardrails up. And if I don't teach my child, I'll be setting them up for failure because I understood some of the things that I had to deal with, understanding that personality. So if I get what you're saying about if the person hasn't healed from whatever and figured out how to maintain parameters, like I got strict boundaries. You cross them, it ain't no coming back behind that shit. You know my law. I be respectful and kind to almost everybody. And then once you pass it, cause it's not gonna be a we fighting, we cool, we fight. Like I want to see you dead. I'm gonna keep it real. So I prefer to have peaceful. No, seriously, have peaceful, good communication with everybody, and everybody.
Good energy only.
Good energy only. Cause I understand where it's gonna go. So based off of that, I know how to train my kids. Like, look, you can't be in a situation where you continuously feel disrespected, cause that drive, like I say, my great grandfather was bred. I think that shit transcends a whole lot of things. You when you breed dogs, you can breed a drive. You can breed killer instinct.
You can breed a pussy. You can breed all that. Yeah.
All of them is extremely high in my bloodline, based on the history of some of the stuff. Like my family got to Chicago because one of my uncles killed a white man in Arkansas. Like all of these things is floating through my bloodline. My grandfather, he said, when I look at you, I don't see you. I see all the people in your family that make up you. Your uncle. He always tell me, Wesley, don't kill nobody behind your doors. That's the main. He say that to me every time he see me. Cause he see who we are.
That's
and
real.
I understand how to deal with it, and it's maintaining calm and peace, and not putting yourself in situations where you might feel up out of control. And I need to teach my son that, cause I see it in him. He trying to bully his 5-year-old sister.
They always
Like he gonna pin him down and I'm dead ass. This shit is. It's a real thing.
It is.
But I mean, it's a good thing that you're there to control it, though.
It's what it sounds like. You know, you could change the narrative. You don't have to allow it to continue to pass down.
No, so what I did was, like with me, I used it. I was the #1 player in Illinois in basketball coming out of high school. Went to a top 10 university and won the national championship with UConn. Before I got injured, I had the record at in the NBA D-League for the Lakers rebounds and all that stuff. All of them things was me positively taking a bully trait and applying it. I just got to direct him and show him how to effectively use that so you don't crash out. Because it can go the other way so quick. So quick.
And
that's a blessing. So your son, you have a son now?
Yeah, I got a son.
So he could possibly actually make it further than you did.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Based on your personal experience.
Yeah, absolutely.
And he's gonna have your natural talent.
Yeah. Yeah, my son probably be about 6'7", 6'8".
That DNA.
It's a real thing.
Your genetics, baby. And that's why we also, when we start looking at some of these statistics that are plaguing the black community, we also have to look at the genetic history that we have been programmed in us. You know what I'm saying? Certain things